So yesterday I put out a video that was a response to a comment Mark Dubose left in my previous video, which was about how him and Robert Hines were criticizing Joel Beckman in the way he utilizes Prince to discipline other dogs, because the hypocrisy of it was that the next day Mark Dubose posted a video which was supposed to be about his Dalmatian, but during the course of events in that video, what we saw was his other two dogs were mauling a rooster, and he really didn't do much to stop it. And then when he did try to intervene to get them to stop, it took him several tries to get them to cease engaging with this rooster, and there was a bit of back and forth about it. And so I decided to put out a video which compared his dogs and how they handle the livestock versus other herding dogs and how they would handle the same type of livestock, which in this case is rounding up chickens, roosters, and hens, and letting people decide for themselves whether or not there was any credibility to the things Mark was saying. Now, he left an interesting comment on that video last night, and this isn't exactly a response to him, but for those of you who may be new to my channel or people who are watching, I try to make things as clear and objective as possible so people can easily understand these things. And so if you're in a position where you're still not quite getting it, I want to take this opportunity to use his comment and some of the clips that we showed in that video, as well as some other footage, to show why this distinction is important. So Mark's comment said, "I will state that the real videos of work is not on YouTube, as not a single one of those video clips show anything of value." Now, in Mark's previous comment, he asserted that you can't find any videos of herding dogs doing their job on YouTube because people get their feelings hurt. And I said, well, I could find dozens of videos, and which is the clips I showed in my previous video. He says, moving chicks around will never getting them into a coop or over a fence line, just commanding it to move them around. Do you want me to post a video doing the same thing? Getting a dog to apply pressure that is very timid to a sheep." He's talking about another clip that I used. "What was the same outcome? Sheeps are the most docile animals and fold under pressure, so the dogs never have to go into much challenge to move them." Well, in that case, the sheep was challenging the dog, and the dog had to escalate a little bit to get the sheep to back down. One clip is exactly what my boy does with the hen running back under the fence when the dogs come and apply his pressure. I have hundreds of breeders, thousands of chicks in summer season. None of those clips come close in comparison in work. My only problem is having Johnny in the mix. He's a mutt dog, and I'm trying to get him to do the same work, a level of complexity that I'm working with, taking a non-herding pet dog and getting them to work the same as a working dog. My dog has different rules for roosters over hens. I help with the roosters, and that's why I have him do what his task is. I don't know other people's work. We each have our own difficulties. I'll maybe have to show you a video of my boy doing some work in a way to mimic the quote control. I don't know why that's in quotes, Mark, because this is about control. The show, I can put on a show, but I have work to do. No time for games. I'm not going to play games when there's a huge list of other things to work on. Now, I just want to point this out because Mark doesn't show a lot of videos of his dogs working, and Mark does, most of his videos are him talking in front of a camera, which, listen, I'm not saying there isn't any value in that, but this dog world is based a lot on what can you show. And during the live stream between him and Robert Hines, in the comment section, Christian Hirschman was giving some advice to someone else. The comment has since been deleted. I can't find it. And Mark took issue with this. At one point responded in saying, "Changing parenting style and then thinking you can turn around and go back to how it used to be. That's some foolish thinking." And I'll say, show me the proof. You will get temporary results. Everyone is the expert nowadays, and they have nothing to show of any sort of proof. No videos, no dogs, just a keyboard. Not doing any work, not talking to dog owners. Just show me the proof, then we can all learn from you and give it a try. Want to see a dog you work with that's yours. That's all I ask, is to see the proof of what you say works and is the truth. Well, I would say the same to you, Mark. If you found no value in the clips of the working dogs that I showed, and you say your dog is the best of the best, which we did not see that in that video clip, then I would have to say, well, let's see it. Now, let's get to the point of this video, right? This is a lesson in physical dominance versus mental dominance. Now, we're going to use Mark's clip of his two dogs with the rooster first as an example of physical dominance, and then we'll use the other clips of the other herding dogs as an example of mental dominance. So you'll see, starting off, everything looks okay, right? Mark mentions that this rooster is not supposed to be in this part of the farm, so the dogs are essentially chasing the rooster. But there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of rhyme or reason to it. You know, it's just kind of all over the place. You know, they're not really using spatial pressure to guide the rooster back where it's supposed to go. They're just chasing it all around, as you see right here. That the rooster's just kind of trying to get away. The two dogs corner it. They pin it against the fence, right? Now they've got a hold of it, and it's just a mess. It's all over the place. The rooster's getting away. It's just a kind of a back and forth between the rooster running away and the dogs getting a hold of it. But now the dogs are using their mouths to pin the rooster down. Right? This is physical dominance. Same thing a dog might do to another dog, who, you know, to discipline it. Sometimes it does happen, right? The dog might pin another dog down. A mother might pin its puppy down as a form of discipline, but this is all physical, right? And there is a place for it, but however, when we're talking about the difference, you know, Mark didn't see any value in the other clips that I showed, but here's the difference is, if this is your livestock, why would I want my dogs to use their mouths at all on my roosters, my chickens, my hens? And like I said, there's no rhyme or reason to this. They're just playing with the hen. They're having their way with it. And not once do either one of these dogs guide using spatial pressure to move the rooster where it's supposed to go. They just pin it against the ground, they pin it against the fence, they're kind of just shaking it, and that's it. They're treating it like prey. There's not a high level of execution and control exercised here by either one of these dogs. So it's all physical. We use our mouth to get the point across, we pin you, and we leave it at that. And the rooster was clearly stressed out in that situation.
Showing aggression, or was Mom trying to communicate?
What a stupid fucking question. Is the dog communicating or being aggressive? Both. The way that dogs communicate with one another is through aggression. This is the idiocracy that we see online.
See, Grizzy's getting demanding. He wants the bone. I'm going to let Grey Goose tell him, you need to let dogs set their own boundaries, right? Grey Goose has very good social skills, so she can correct Grizzy and not take it too far. See, he's being demanding. He wants the bone. It's not even that he really wants it, he just wants to be able to control it, because he already had his opportunity to eat it, and he didn't chew it. Hey, you hear how Grey Goose is growling at him? You see? She's communicating to him without even listening. There you go. Just like that. Just like that. She's setting a boundary, and I'm going to let her. So when we're talking about a dominance hierarchy, does size matter? The answer is no. It's a mentality. Chris, back. Back. It's Goose's time to eat. Right? Just like that. Size does not matter when we're talking about dominance. Even when Grizz comes here, now Grizz is, of course, younger, and age isn't always a determinant of how mentally strong a dog is, but Grizz is very familiar with Goose, and so he understands that when he comes here, she is above him, and Grizz is like 3 times her size. So for those of you that don't believe dogs operate within a social hierarchy, a dominance hierarchy, and that you need to be at the top of that, this would be a good example of the demonstration of that hierarchy. See, now I can get near Goose's food. She's not going to have a problem with that. But if Marty gets near her food, it's a serious problem. I'm at the top of that hierarchy. He's at the bottom. She's first in command. But it's all about strength of personality. Now, of course, Marty's the youngest, so naturally, even though he's a pretty headstrong guy, naturally, he's just not there. But you see the space he's giving her? Now watch, if he attempts to get near her food, watch what happens. Yes, you see, he's giving her space. He doesn't want to get near because he knows what will happen. He's trying to show her respect. But I gotta help her out. see the distance he's given her? Because he's already been through it. She's already made it very clear to him that getting near her while she eats is a bad idea. Right? You see that? That's all she had to do. This is a hierarchical thing. I can come in, take this from Goose if I want. I can come in, take this from Grizz if I want. Neither one of them are going to challenge me over it. But if Grizz gets near Goose, there's a consequence. But Goose can come take it from Grizz. He's not going to challenge her over it. He's not going to try to discipline her for coming to take his bone.
Look. Wait. There. Walk. Come. There. Lie down. Wait. Lie down. Walk. Walk on. Good. Good lad. What a good dog. Walk. Good, there. Good lad. Wait. There. Walk. Good lad. Good lad. Good. Lie down. Lie down. That'll do you. Lie down. Good, good. There. Wait. There. Wait. There. Good. Good. Lie down. Come. Lie down. Good. That'll do. That'll do, buddy. That'll do. That'll do. Good girl. Come on, Ocean. Let's go. Get there, chicken. That's right. Herd them back down there where they belong. Good girl.
Hey. No. No. No.
So, teaching a dog boundaries when it comes to eating is very, very simple. See, this line, Ocean, I've consistently enforced this boundary so he knows not to cross, and if he does, I send him back. Now, I like to set the food right in front. Wait for him to look at me. I should be able to step away from the bowl. See, his attention's on me, not the food. There you go. That's what I like. Attention on me, not the food. Wait. Eat. It's as simple as that. Now, when a dog truly understands that you control the food and they do not, this is what it will look like. And by the way, do not feed your dogs this dried shit. Okay, it's terrible for them. Not my dog, not my food. Anyway, you see how his attention's on me, not the food. You should be able to walk away from this bowl. Now, I would go outside, but he'll freak out if I go outside. He's a work in progress. But you should be able to walk out the front door and him not touch the food. So for this exercise, I'll just walk away from the bowl. And he should not touch that food. Because he respects that it's not his.
Wait.
This is a great little demonstration as to why breed is not nearly as important as people want to convince you that it is. All of these dogs understand the message that I'm sending to them, which is why once I claim the food, I'm able to walk out the front door and none of them touch it. A canine's social hardwiring comes first above everything. Breed is a secondary thing that you must look at when dealing with behavior problems. All behavioral problems must be addressed at a social level. There are 4 dogs in this home, 2 of which are the same breed, 3 breeds total, and 2 of them are mutts. Yet all of the dogs respond to me the same way, because I'm claiming the food in a way that any dog would do. This is instinctual to them. This makes sense to them. And when you approach things from a social understanding of canines, you can work through things like resource guarding very quickly. I should be able to walk away. I should be able to walk out the front door and then not touch any of that.
I'm ready.
You ready? So this is how I engage in a power struggle with an insecure dog who engages in what is known as resource guarding. Now this dog is interesting because she was actually homeless and this family took her in, and based on what I could assess from this dog, my best guess is that she simply had to fight for whatever she got in the situation that she was in, because she's actually a pretty submissive girl, and this appears to be more of a learned behavior rather than a natural inclination for her to want to control things. So you'll see the more that I assert this boundary and claim the food as mine, she begins to understand what it is that's happening. And there's a moment where she becomes fearful and is shaking, but she begins to open up and relax a little bit the more control I take. And you'll see that the more we go through this process, the less she wants to engage in this intense mouthing to get her way. Here, and then now she finally sits. I take more ground. She finally gives in and lays down. I'm able to back away. She then gives me her attention, which is her signal to me that she no longer wishes to challenge me, and then I can give her the food that she has now earned.